That fight just wanna get hurt. I'm alive and I'm in no hurry. I'm driving in, I'm swerving off that champagne and Mary Jane. The only thing that ease my pain, to relieve my brain, that cocaine, that XC methamphetamine don't work cause I just want perp. That fight just wanna get hurt. I'm alive and I'm in no hurry. I'm driving in, I'm swerving off that champagne, that fine wine, and that Carlos Rossi Burgundy. I do my damn thing like all the time, and right now I'm on that purpleine, and everything's wavy like the surface scene. Everything's gravy on my turkey G's. I wouldn't waste the tea, get alone the IME, unless it was worth the cheese. The purple be strong like Hercules, money be long like a swervy street. I got the pot, I'm not serving tea. Fuck the PD, I'm worry free. I cut the blunt like perfectly, like a knife from a nurse in surgery, and I hold it down like an anchor man. She thinks I'm Ron Burgundy. Champagne and Mary Jane, the only thing that ease my pain, to relieve my brain, that cocaine, that XC methamphetamine don't work cause I just want perp. That fight just wanna get perp. I'm alive and I'm in no hurry. I'm driving in, I'm swerving off that champagne and Mary Jane. The only thing that ease my pain, to relieve my brain, that cocaine, that XC methamphetamine don't work cause I just want perp. That fight just wanna get perp. I'm alive and I'm in no hurry. I'm driving in, I'm swerving off that car loaded with my posse.
Oh, how's it? I always do that. Damn it, Jim. Cookies Mike here. Welcome to the Cookies Mike Grow Show. How are we doing tonight? Hope we're doing alright. I'm trying to get the volume adjusted here. See what's going on. So how's everybody tonight? Hope we're doing good. Cookies just here, relaxing, drinking a soda. You know, gotta keep it clean. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm feeling good tonight. Just want to welcome you guys to the show. We'll be talking about some photosynthesis, and I got a video for you guys to check out on the photosynthesis. As a matter of fact. It's nothing special, just something I grabbed off YouTube. So, hope you guys enjoy it. Let's see here, get a little more situated here. How you doing there, Ricky Mac? Glad you could make it. Let's see. Am I streaming yet? I hope I am. Jumping in the chat there. See what you guys are up to. I'm not seeing much on my video coming out on Social Grow there. Holler if you can see me. Hey! Let's see here. Well, welcome to the Cookies Mike Show. I'm going to get started with a little video from Mendo Dope. It's called the Germination Process. Check it out.
Cannabis cultivation. Cannabis seeds need 3 factors to germinate successfully. Ideally, you should use filtered rainwater, but if the tap water of your area is safe to drink, you can as well use it for germination purposes. The the amount of chlorine added to the water kills bacteria and impurities in the water, helping reducing the risk of infection. If the level of chlorine is too high, it will slow the germination process, but it will not kill the seeds. If the local tap water supply is not safe to drink, then do not use it to germinate seeds. Bottled water, without additives or gas, is a good source of water for germination. For best results, fill the glass with clean water at a temperature between 18 and 25 degrees Celsius, room temperature. Drop the seeds into the water. The seeds should be left to soak in a dark place at a temperature between 20 and 25 degrees Celsius. A drawer in your kitchen, away from heat sources like an oven, is usually suitable. Check the seeds after 5-10 minutes and tap down the ones that are floating. Germinate. If they continue to float, just let them. After 12-24 hours, move the seeds onto a plate between 2 wet layers of cotton or toilet paper. If you use toilet paper, use multiple plies to form a thick layer. Leave the germination plate in a closed, dark space. The same drawer would be fine, and make sure to keep the layers moist by dripping some water every 12 hours. Do not soak them, just keep them wet. Usually within 48-72 hours, the seeds swell and split their casing shell. Seeds can take up to 5-6 days to germinate, so be patient. When the white, initial root is visible at the crack in the seed casings, the seed is ready to be planted. Soaking the seed after the root is exposed can result in early root damage. Plant the seeds in a clean, pH-balanced medium, 5.56.0. Point the tip of the root downwards. The medium should be loose and light, with very good drainage. We suggest a blend of good quality soil and perlite, or rock wool. Cannabis seeds should be planted 2 to 5 millimeters deep, using containers at least 10 centimeters. The container should have drainage holes to prevent drowning the seeding. The medium should be thoroughly wet, but not soaked. High humidity is essential to good germination rates. Keep the planted seeds covered with clear plastic to create a humid and protected environment, or keep them moist with a sprayer every few hours. Place the planted seeds under horticultural lights or a cold white neon tube in a warm, humid environment, 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. After a few days, the seedlings can be exposed to HBS or MH grow lights, or to sunlight. Slowly and gradually get the seedlings used to the light. Sun. After a few days, the young plant will be strong enough to take full light. Cannabis cultivation. Germinate seed.
Crossing strains. Germination. Cultivation. Medication. Weed Nerd Nation. Team Green Avengers. Granddaddy Perp. Mendo Dope. Azteca Mayan. Crack the 10-pack, sprout some dank. I got something in the mail from Attitude Seed Bank.
Another part of the spectrum where I get them. Gotta dial the humidity in before I wet them.
Now my soils mix, my phenotypes pick.
Attitude adjustment the minute you see my weed packs.
My outdoors vegging rooms in bloom.
Fluffier than pillow stuffed up like a seal patch.
The process of germination. From a seed we sprout for cultivation. Cross-train, create this medication. Around the world it's a weed nerd nation. Germination. I got a catalog of strains to maintain, a gift to grow, cultivate and make flame. Seeds rise from the soil to the sunlight. Germination process, 20/20 eyesight. Spot bomb from a mile away. Scientific technique, weed nerd ways. Fully rooted transplant in 3 more days. After it hits the white widow, you'll be amazed.
Follow the process, you be living like bosses. But the minute they catch you slipping, count your losses. Nothing more annoying than suckers that start flossing, stunting on them freeways and acting like Rick Rosses. Mum is a word, like a wrapped up mummy. Vegging and medicated off of Iggy Star gummy. Infused by the finest California high grade cannabidiols, healing and ridding you of the pain.
The process of germination. From a seed we sprout for cultivation. Cross-train, create this medication. Around the world, it's a weed nerd nation. Germination. I'ma throw on my lab coat, get into this. Train my plants, help with photosynthesis. Cut the bottoms and pinch the top. Next method I'ma use is the super crop.
Super tops the crew just cropped, dried it up and cured it and choking out of a bong. Process of a seed into germinating a song. Bloomed it, cured it from a seed to a strain so strong.
The process of germination. From a seed we sprout for cultivation. Cross-train, create this medication. Around the world, it's a weed nerd nation. Germination. Germination. The process of germination. From a seed we sprout for cultivation. Cross-train, create this medication. Around the world, it's a weed nerd nation. Weed nerd nation. Weed nerd nation. Weed nerd nation.
What up? Welcome to the Cookies Micro Show. See what we got in the house. We got Green Thumb Medicinal, Ricky Mack, Kevin From. Welcome to the show. Glad you guys can make it. Short notice, I know, but hey, we all make a little time for each other, don't we? Right on. So hope you guys enjoyed that little introduction from Mendo Dope Germination Process. Welcome. We're going to be talking about some photosynthesis tonight. I got a video on that I got from the YouTube. Give you a little insight on that. What's up, MedVet? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Glad you guys can make it. Let's see here. We'll get on here. You guys show you a little picture of the whalebone that I got. I dropped down 8 of them, and I got 8 that got tails. I put them in the shot glass.
How's it? My doing a date here in town. So
Sorry about that. I don't know what's up with that quality. It didn't come out too good. Need more bandwidth. I got all the bandwidth I can handle right here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's full of bandwidth. It's full. 63%. Yeah, it's fluctuating. That's why. More cowbell. Let's see what I got going here.
Well, how's it going here? A little update on the germination process for the whalebone. For you guys that got the things I sent out to you.
That was my chem dog, one that I took down last night or yesterday. No, it's the video, man. I know what it is. I didn't run it through my Sony Vega. Should have ran it through there and it would have cleaned it all up, but didn't clean it up. Yeah, it's pretty nice. What's up, Dank Dog? Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Glad you can make it. Let me see what else I got up in here for you guys. Very pretty, yes she is. Those are not going to be coming out good. I should have prepped up with some video. I was running late today. Today was my first day at work, so I had like an hour commute because I'm training at another store in another town right now, so I didn't have a lot of time to prepare. Sorry about that. It is what it is. But I'll go ahead and load up that video on the photosynthesis. I hope you guys get a little knowledge off of that. I found it very interesting, so without further ado, go ahead and load that video up.
Photosynthesis. It is not some kind of abstract scientific thing. You would be dead without plants and their magical, nay, scientific ability to convert sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water into glucose and pure, delicious oxygen. This happens exclusively through photosynthesis, a process that was developed 450 million years ago and actually rather sucks. It's complicated, inefficient, and confusing, but you are committed to having a better, deeper understanding of our world, or more probably you'd like to do well on your test, so let's delve. There are two sorts of reactions in photosynthesis, the light-dependent reactions and the light-independent reactions, and you've probably already figured out the difference between those two, so that's nice. The light-independent reactions are called the Calvin cycle. Yes, that Calvin cycle. Photosynthesis is basically respiration in reverse, and we've already covered respiration, so maybe you should just go watch that video backwards. Or you could keep watching this one. Either way, I've already talked about what photosynthesis needs in order to work: water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight. So how do they get those things? First, water. Let's assume that we're talking about a vascular plant here. That's the kind of plant that has pipe-like tissues that conduct water, minerals, and other materials to different parts of the plant. These are like trees and grasses and flowering plants. In this case, the roots of the plants absorb the water and bring it to the leaves through tissues called xylem. Carbon dioxide gets in and oxygen gets out through tiny pores in the leaves called stomata. It's actually surprisingly important that plants keep oxygen levels low inside of their leaves for reasons that we will get into later. And finally, individual photons from the sun are absorbed in the plant by a pigment called chlorophyll. All right, you remember plant cells? If not, you could go watch the video where we spend the whole time talking about plant cells. One thing that plant cells have that animal cells don't: plastids. And what is the most important plastid? The chloroplast, which is not, as it is sometimes portrayed, just a big fat sack of chlorophyll. It's got complicated internal structure. Now, the chlorophyll is stashed in membranous sacs called thylakoids, and the thylakoids are stacked into grana. Inside the thylakoid is the lumen, and outside of the thylakoid, but still inside of the chloroplast, is the stroba. The thylakoid membranes are phospholipid bilayers, which, if you remember, means that they are really good at maintaining concentration gradients of ions and proteins and other things. This means keeping a concentration higher on one side than the other of the membrane. You're going to need to know all of these things, I'm sorry. Now that we've taken our little tour of the chloroplast, it's time to get down to the actual chemistry. First thing that happens, a photon created by the fusion reactions of our sun is about to end its 93 million mile journey by slapping into a molecule of chlorophyll. This kicks off stage 1, the light-dependent reactions, proving that yes, nearly all life on our planet is fusion powered. When chlorophyll gets hit by that photon, an electron absorbs that energy and gets excited. This is the technical term for electrons gaining energy and not having anywhere to put it, and when it's done by a photon, it's called photoexcitation. But let's just imagine, for the moment anyway, that every photon is whatever dreamy young man 12-year-old girls are currently obsessed with, and electrons are 12-year-old girls. The trick now, and the entire trick of photosynthesis, is to convert the energy of those electrons into something that the plant can use. We are literally going to be spending the entire rest of the video talking about that. I hope that that's okay with you. That first chlorophyll is not on its own here. It's part of an insanely complicated complex of proteins and lipids and other molecules called photosystem II that contains at least 99 different chemicals, including over 30 individual chlorophyll molecules. This is the first of 4 protein complexes that plants need for the light-dependent reactions. And if you think it's complicated that we call the first complex photosystem II instead of photosystem I, then you're welcome to call it by its full name, which is plastoquinone oxoreductase. Oh, no, you don't want to call it that? Right then, photosystem II. Or, if you want to be brief, PS2. PS2 and indeed all of the protein complexes in the light-dependent reactions straddle the membrane of the thylakoids in the chloroplasts. Now that excited electron is going to go on a journey designed to extract all of its new energy and convert that energy into useful stuff. This is called the electron transport chain, in which energized electrons lose their energy in a series of reactions that capture the energy necessary to keep life living. So PS2's chlorophyll now has this electron that is so excited that when a special protein designed specifically for stealing electrons shows up, the electron actually leaps off of the chlorophyll molecule onto the protein, which we call a mobile electron carrier because it's a mobile electron carrier. The chlorophyll then freaks out like a mother who has just had her 12-year-old daughter abducted by a teen idol and is like, what do I do to fix this problem? And then it, in cooperation with the rest of photosystem II, does something so amazing and important that I can barely believe that it keeps happening every day. It splits that ultra-stable molecule, H2O, stealing one of its electrons to replenish the one it lost. The byproducts of this water splitting, hydrogen ions, which are just single protons, and oxygen. Sweet, sweet oxygen. This reaction, my friends, is the reason that we can breathe. Brief interjection. Next time someone says that they don't like it when there are chemicals in their food, please remind them that all life is made of chemicals, and would they please stop pretending that the word chemical is somehow a synonym for carcinogen? Because, I mean, think about how chlorophyll feels when you say that. It spends all of its time and energy creating the air we breathe, and we're like, ew, chemicals are so gross. Now remember, all energized electrons from PS2 have been picked up by electron carriers and now are being transported to the second protein complex, the cytochrome complex. This little guy does 2 things. 1, it serves as an intermediary between PS2 and PS1, and 2, it uses a little bit of that energy from the electron to pump another proton into the thylakoid. So the thylakoid's starting to fill up with protons. We've created some by splitting water, and we moved one in using the cytochrome complex, but why are we doing this? Well, basically what we're doing is charging the thylakoid like a battery. By pumping the thylakoid full of protons, we're creating a concentration gradient. The protons then naturally want to get the heck away from each other, and so they push their way through an enzyme straddling the thylakoid membrane called ATP synthase. And that enzyme uses that energy to pack an inorganic phosphate onto ADP, making ATP, the big daddy of cellular energy. All of this moving along the electron transport chain requires energy, and as you might expect, electrons are entering lower and lower energy states as we move along. This makes sense when you think about it. It's been a long while since those photons zapped us. We've been pumping hydrogen ions to create ATP, it's splitting water and jumping onto different molecules. I'm tired just talking about it. Luckily, as 450 million years of evolution would have it, our electron is now about to get re-energized upon delivery to photosystem 1. So PS1 is a similar mix of proteins and chlorophyll molecules that we saw in PS2, but with some different products. After a couple of photons re-excite a couple of electrons, the electrons pop off and hitch a ride onto another electron carrier. This time, all of that energy will be used to help make NADPH, which, like ATP, exists solely to carry energy around. Here, yet another enzyme helps combine 2 electrons and 1 hydrogen ion with a little something called NADP+. As you may recall from our recent talk about respiration, there are these sort of distant cousins of B vitamins that are crucial to energy conversion. In photosynthesis, it's NADP+, and when it takes on those 2 electrons and 1 hydrogen ion, it becomes NADPH. So what we're left with now, after the light-dependent reactions, is chemical energy in the form of ATPs and NADPHs. And also, of course, we should not forget the most useful, useless byproduct in the history of useless byproducts, oxygen. If anybody needs a potty break, now would be a good time, or if you want to go rewatch that rather long and complicated bit about light-dependent reactions, go ahead and do that. It's not simple, and it's not going to get any simpler from here. Because now we are moving along to the Calvin cycle. The Calvin cycle is sometimes called the dark reactions, which is kind of a misnomer because they generally don't occur in the dark, they occur in the day along with the rest of the reactions. But they don't require energy from photons, so it's more proper to say light-independent reactions. Or if you're feeling non-descriptive, just say stage 2. Stage 2 is all about using the energy from those ATPs and NADPHs that we created in stage 1 to produce something that's actually useful for the plant. The Calvin cycle begins in the stroma, or the empty space inside of the chloroplast, if you remember correctly, and this phase is called carbon fixation because, yeah, we're about to fix a CO2 molecule onto our starting point, ribulose bisphosphate, or RUBP, which is always around in the chloroplast because not only is it the starting point of the Calvin cycle, it's also the end point, which is why it's a cycle. CO2 is fixed to RUBP with the help of an enzyme called ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate carboxylase oxidase, which we generally shorten to Ribisco. I'm in the chair again. Excellent. This time for a biography of Ribisco. Once upon a time, a one-celled organism was like, man, I need more carbon so I can make more little me's so I can take over the whole world. Luckily for that little organism, there was a lot of CO2 in the atmosphere, and so it evolved an enzyme that could suck up that CO2 and convert inorganic carbon into organic carbon. This enzyme was called Ribisco, and it wasn't particularly good at its job, but it was a heck of a lot better than just hoping to run into some chemically formed organic carbon. So the organism just made a ton of it to make up for how bad it was. Not only did the little plant stick with it, it took over the entire planet, rapidly becoming the dominant form of life. Slowly, through other reactions known as the light-dependent reactions, plants increased the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere. Ribisco, having been designed in a world with tiny amounts of oxygen in the atmosphere, started getting confused. As often as half of the time, Ribisco started slicing ribulose bisphosphate with oxygen instead of CO2, creating a toxic byproduct that plants had to deal with in creative and specialized ways. This byproduct, called phosphoglycolate, is believed to tinker with some enzyme functions, including some involved in the Calvin cycle. So plants have to make other enzymes that break it down into an amino acid, glycine, and some compounds that are actually useful to the Calvin cycle. But plants had already sort of gone all in on the Ribisco strategy, and to this day, they have to produce huge amounts of it. Scientists estimate that at any given time there are about 40 billion tons of Ribisco on the planet. And plants just deal with that toxic byproduct. Another example, my friends, of unintelligent design. Back to the cycle. So ribulose bisphosphate gets a CO2 slammed onto it, and then immediately the whole thing gets crazy unstable. The only way to regain stability is for this new 6-carbon chain to break apart, creating 2 molecules of 3-phosphoglycerate. And these are the first stable products of the Calvin cycle. For reasons that will become clear in a moment, we're actually going to do this to 3 molecules of RUBP. Now we enter the second phase. Reduction. Here, we need some energy, so some ATP slams a phosphate group onto the 3-phosphoglycerate, and then NADPH pops some electrons on, and voila!
Don't forget to bring it down. Puff, 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 puff,
$20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a pot shop. This is fucking awesome.
Walk into my house like, what up? I got some good pot. I'm just pumped up, got some herb from the pot shop. Ice in my fridge, it used to be frosty. My friends like, damn, that's a stoned ass donkey. Rolling in hella high, looking like it's FIFA time. Dominating all my friends as I eat some chili fries. Draped in a Snuggie with my girl sitting next to me. Probably shouldn't have had a big gulp full of iced tea. But shit, it was 99 cents. I'll be blazing and smoking it, about to go and get some munchies next. Passing up on those Cracker Jacks, Reese's Pieces are where it's at. Gotta get me some soda pop, Cottonmouth has been creeping up, but can't remember where I put my keys. Yeah, that's what's up. I'ma take your grandpa's ride, I'ma take your grandpa's ride. No, for real, ask your grandpa, can I take a 65? DeVille cruising to my local Publix. Nothing better than rolling with two super fly chicks. They have frozen burritos, I bought frozen burritos. I bought some Ben & Jerry's, and then I bought some Cheetos. Hello, hello, my main man Obama. A couple states have just reformed their laws on marijuana. What you gonna do, send the feds there? Hell no, the DEAs would be like, aw, they got volcanoes.
I'm gonna smoke some weed, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a pot shop. This is fucking awesome. I'm gonna smoke some weed, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a pot shop. This is fucking awesome.
What you know about the science of marijuana? What you know about people suffering from glaucoma? They need it, it helps them with their condition. If you don't believe me, then just ask some eye physicians. Thank your granddad for voting for that guy. Richard Nixon is the president who made the plant illegal, but science is now showing that it's medicine for people, and the private sector's fighting to keep all of that illegal. Alcohol and tobacco, pharmaceutical prisons. I'll take those 4 major lobby groups and fight those motherfuckers. They're making money day and night, all those motherfuckers, and bribing Congress out of sight, all those motherfuckers. They'd be like, oh, it's immoral and unhealthy. I'm like, how many people are you making wealth? Anti-marijuana lobbies are making all kinds of profits, and they don't want you to stop because of all the special interest. I call that getting swindled and pimp shit. I call that getting tricked by the government. That law's hella old, so it's time to update it, regulate it, and then get it under state control. Peak game, look into my political telescope. Think it's gonna stay like this forever? Not hella won't. Not hella won't.
Hey Obama, stop being a hypocrite. You used to smoke weed, fool.
I'm gonna smoke some weed, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a pot shop. This is fucking awesome. Let's end the war on drugs. It's time to pull the plug. These special interest groups are nothing more than corporate thugs. Let's end the war on weed. The people have agreed. These special interest groups have kept these laws with bribery. I'm gonna smoke some weed, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a pot shop. This is fucking awesome.
Is that your grandma's pipe?
Just gonna
Hope you guys enjoyed that. I just had to break up the monotony. I know that going back to school stuff is pretty intense. I'm sure MedVet knows what I'm talking about. He just aced it on his college test there. So how's everybody doing tonight? Thank Dog, Green Leaves, Ricky Mack, Sass Farmer. Who else we got in here? We got Green Clouds, Kevin From, Ricky Mack, Ray Costello. Welcome you guys. Aloha. Glad you guys could make it. How you guys doing tonight? Oh, I got my dog over here. Come here. What's wrong? He's crying. don't know what he's crying about, but he's crying. What's going on? Yeah. Say hello to everybody. See you later. Come on. So how's everybody tonight? Hanging out? That's good, man. Welcome to the Cookies Micro Show. Just talking about some photosynthesis. But it's a little intense, man. It's real scientific. A lot of big words. But basically, man, it takes light to make the plant grow, you know what I mean? Love the dog. Yeah, that's my little doggy. What's wrong? I think he's hungry. His name's Titan. Call him Tai Chi. Anyway, I know some of you guys have been sending out some beans. I got that whalebone cross that I call whalebone. It's actually the Moby Dick crossed with the dead diesel. Hold on one second. Alright, I had to turn on that speaker there. But yeah, I have that cross, that Moby Dick cross with the dead diesel, and I call it whalebone. Basically, that's what she looks like. So those were 8 beans that I dropped in the shot glass, and all of them got tails within about 17, 20 hours. I mean, it was pretty quick. Germinated pretty fast. I've actually got them in dirt now, and they've been in dirt for about 24 hours now. Nothing has come up yet, but checking it out. You know, we'll see. Ustream sucks. Yeah, it does. It kind of bites, doesn't it? But I'm sure Green Clouds is working on something for us, so we could get something streaming on the Social Grow. I don't know if you guys tuned in last night. We were having fun, and I think, well, I know Green Clouds, he didn't get his mic on, and everybody was wondering what he was saying and stuff. But we're basically just talking about how Social Grow got all together, you know, back in the day, and when it was just a Redline Grow, basically, you know, and then we had something called a bubble gum with about 50 people, you know, and about half of them took off, didn't even report, you know, just ran with the beans. I had a lot of that in the beginning too, you know. We had a bunch of people that signed up for grows and stuff, and then only a couple of them were recording their grows and their updates, and most of them just took off. We never heard from them again. But I'm glad we are where we are at now. I mean, Green Clouds has done a lot of work, and he's put a lot of effort into it, and got all these great seed banks and breeders, you know, great, awesome breeders, you know, that are with us now. And you guys made it happen too by keeping your part and doing those video updates, and you know, loading them and taking the time and doing all that. You know, without you guys, you know, we wouldn't be where we're at. And you know, we've got kind of venture that's going to probably use all of us, you know, as test growers for you know, for their beans. You know, it's the Social Grow, you know, for their test beans. That's awesome. That's a good sign for us, and I'm real happy and proud to be a part of the Social Grow. I'm sure you guys are too, man. And you know, it's only going to get better from here on out, you know. And thanks a lot, Green Clouds. I appreciate it, man. We've come a long way, man. Stuck in there, and I ain't going anywhere, man. I'm here to stay. I'm sure a lot of you people out here, especially the new guys, new girls, and props to you women that are part of this Social Grow too, man. You know, at first there wasn't hardly any, or there wasn't any, and then we had one, and then from there one turned into 2 and 3, and you know, it's just growing. So you know, Dank Dog, welcome. I understand you're in the working something for a show, maybe a cooking show. I'm not sure what you're gonna do. I know you can cook it up, But looking forward to that. And just what are you guys up to, man? What's going on? What are you guys smoking on tonight? What is your flavor? What's in your pipe? What's in your bowl? Ricky Mac, breeders should pay postage. Well, man, I tell you what, we're just paying for the postage, and we're getting those beans, and those beans, you know, some of them, they're like $8 a piece, you know. 10-pack is, you know, anywhere between $50 to $100, you know. So we're getting a good deal, you know. Pay $5.50 and you get, you know, 4 or 5 beans, and you know, some, you know, depending on the grow. I mean, that's a deal in itself. How can you go wrong? Can't go wrong with that. Great breeders out there, you know, that's a good deal in itself. I strongly believe in that. I mean, we're getting a great deal. We're paying basically for 1 seed and getting, you know, more than that. And great genetics too, man. Really great genetics. Sass Farmer, what is up? Welcome to the show. I didn't get you earlier. I'm sorry about that. Trying to get everybody on here. But yeah, definitely, man. You know, $5.50 for postage. That ain't nothing. That's a drop in the hat for the genetics that we're getting, man. Getting some great genetics. So I'm real happy, and I can't wait for the next one to come out. You know. Actually, we're doing the drop, I think, next week, as a matter of fact. Let's see, 14th, or what is it? 15th or 16th. Green Clouds, help me out. I know it's the night of next Wednesday. We should be getting those beans in. I know I was lucky enough to be picked in the lotto for that. And that was the Golden Glove, which now is called the Iron Fist. I wasn't sure what happened. I know Green Clouds was filling us in last night. I know there was a cease and desist order because of the Boxing Club or whatever, the Golden Gloves Association, because, you know, they have Golden Gloves, which is basically, you know, they're amateur fighting in different states, you know. So I think that's what they had. There's some copyright on it. So they came up with Iron Fists. And I believe they're out of Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they changed Iron Fist, so that's what we got going on. So looking forward to that. I kind of forgot what the strains were. I know there's 2 different strains, but don't matter. Whatever I get, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and germinate and go with the flow and see what we come up with. Yeah, ditto that. That's right, Dig Dog. That's right. Yep. So, what else is going on, man? We got Green Leaves. Thank you for coming, man. Welcome to the Cookies Grow Show. I believe, I'm not sure, you must be, I think you're new. I haven't seen you. Welcome. Just want to welcome you to the show and part of the Social Grow. Welcome to the Social Grow, man. Appreciate you guys coming out and checking out the show. You know, I don't have anything to show you guys tonight. Veg 10 is on. You know, I have been update on the 12-1 that I've been doing. It's doing pretty good, man. The 12-1 veg cycle that I'm doing. I've seen a lot of new growth in the veg tent. I've actually moved quite a few already into flower. I've got some Girl Scout cookies in there. I've got some more Brazilian Amazon from D Stern Genetics. Got that in there, threw her in there, and then I've got also a Scrog Grow going in there with the Jamaican Dream. That one is looking really good. She's starting to fill in through that baby blocker that I just rigged up, you know. Didn't have a chance to build a Scrog, so I just took what I had around the house and put it together, and hey, it's working, man. That one is actually on a 10-14 cycle. So it's got 10 hours of light, 14 hours of darkness, and I've also got in there some, I believe it's Chem Dog is in there as well, and another one I can't quite remember at the moment, but they're in the flower tin, and they're looking really good. They're starting to flower now. They've been in there for about 2.5 weeks now, It's got a lot of hairs on there, starting to come up. Really tight nodes too. The buds. I think it's gonna look fine. Like I said, this is something that I came up with through Slurpin' Turpin. He was the one that introduced me to this cycle, so I thought I'd run with it and check it out and test it out and see what kind of results I get. You know, I'm always up for something new. You know what I mean? So that's what I got going. So that's my my first attempt at this 12-1 and 10-14 cycle. I'm also doing a cycle in the germination cabinet that I have, and that one's at a 16-8 cycle, and that's for my seedlings and my clones. Now I know Green Clouds had asked about what about the clones. Well, since I did a little research and went back to the videos, and basically with clones you really don't have to worry about going to a 16-8 cycle. You can just keep it in the 12-1 cycle because it's already a mature plant. You know, it's not in any kind of seedling stage or anything like that. So I mean, it's already mature. It's just a clone, you know. So you can keep it in that that state of 12-1. Now, for you those that don't remember or didn't get a chance to see the 12-1 cycle, it's basically in the veg 10 is on for 12 hours, okay, and then it's off for 5.5 hours, then it's on for an hour, then it's off for another 5.5 hours, then it's back on for 12. So basically what this does, it tricks a plant to thinking that it's going through 2 night cycles in one day, and so it won't go into flower. It doesn't have enough time to go into flower because you interrupt it at the 1 hour point. 1 second here. Okay, let's go inside, okay? Johnny. Oh, that was my little boy. He wanted to say hello, Johnny. He hears it on the social grill. Hi, buddy.
You teach me tricks.
Yes, let's go inside. Okay, come on. Oh, sorry about that. Kevin from says, say that again. What do you want me to say again? You wanting to know the 12-1 cycle? Yeah, okay. Alright, so basically in the vegetative state, you've got it, the lights are on for 12 hours, okay? The lights go off for 5.5 hours, darkness. Yeah, 5.5. Then after 5.5, you set the timer on for another hour, so it doesn't go into a flower cycle. So this tricks the plant into thinking there's another morning coming up, but it's only on for an hour, then it turns back off for another 5.5 hours, and then it goes back to 12 hours on. Now the thought process behind this from Dan Brohan is that you know, when do we always ever have 16 hours of light in our day, you know, as a regular plant? Because these plants are basically, you know, same classification as poinsettia, you know, or a marigold, and those are, you know, you can manipulate those as well. Those are, you know, I'm trying to think of the term. I can't think of the term right now, but basically, you know, they're plants that don't need that much light. You don't really have that much light during the day as it is outside. So, you know, the only time we're going to have any 12 hours of light is going to be in the summertime, you know, and that's like at the peak, you know, and then it goes back down to 10 and a half hours, and then it slowly scrolls back down to the fall, which then, you know, you get less light. But that's the thinking behind that, and it works, man. It really does work, because I've seen the Facebook page that they have. You can go to Facebook and do a search on there and go to 12-1 Army. I believe it's Army of Growers, of Cannabis Growers is what it is. And Aloha, Jack Schrum. Welcome to the show. Glad you could make it. But basically, that's the 12-1 cycle that I'm doing right now and testing out, and I'm having some good results. I saw a lot of great results on the veg side because I went from 24 hours to that 12-1 cycle, and man, did I see some growth right away. I was impressed. The new growth was coming out right away. They were starting to stretch a little bit more, but not as much. But having more internodes, more tight internodes, less stretching, more bushing out. I'm having some great results so far. So I'm going to keep at it. And as far as my flower tent, it's on the 10-hour, 14-hour off. And I'm seeing a lot of great results as far as my scrog goes, because my scrog started off with just a couple of the branches sticking out, and now they're all about shoots, 2.5 inches up now. So it's taking a little progress, but then it's coming along. I'll actually probably be doing an update video on that, so you guys can check it out and you can see for yourself. And but it's working out. I'm enjoying it so far. It's doing good, and like I said, I've seen some pictures on the Facebook page that they have. They've got a lot of members that are doing it and following the cycle as well. So you guys should go check it out. Old Froggy, aloha! Welcome to the show. Glad you could make it, man. What does it say? Do you have a special light timer to do that cycle? No, you don't need a special light timer, man. You can use the regular timers that you have, the 30-minute timers, the off and on timers. That's what I use, man. Just a basic timer. I turn it on for 12 hours, then off for 5.5, because that half-hour increments. So just use that regular time. You don't need any kind of special timer, digital timer, anything like that. So that's basically all you need. It's nothing special. It's just a matter of timing, changing your time on your. However, I wouldn't recommend doing it right away to your plants, because you might shock them or whatever. And do it slowly. That's what I did, because I was at 24 hours. I had them on for 24 hours, and I'm starting to see that the rest period that they're getting is pretty beneficial to the plant. It's getting a little rest, but not a lot of rest. It's getting basically 11 hours, of darkness. But then for that 1 hour, it's coming on, and it's not letting the plant go into flower. So it's in the vegetative state. So let me check to see if I have something I can show you. 1 second. Alright, well basically I've got here, this is the Brazilian Amazon from Dsternetics. I don't know if you can see the top there, the top growth up here. Right here. That's a real light green. That's all new growth right there. And you can see that there's not, any flowering of any kind. It's you can see that the internodes at the top are getting closer than the bottom ones are. Because down here at the bottom, this was on the 24-hour cycle. Now, if you can, let me get this going up here. Now you can see these internodes from here to here to here. There's 3 nodes right in there in this little edge right here on this top. There's 3 internodes that are real tight together. This is what I'm talking about with that lighting cycle. So with this one, it's bushed out. I did top it. I'm probably going to end up super cropping these tall ones here on the end, bend them back down, so then these ones in the inside could catch up and get some more growth. Now, this is another one that I have, which is my whalebone that you guys have, that I sent out to you guys. Kevin Fromm has some. Oh, Froggy. Who else? Cheesehead. It's another one that has it. But this one too, I mean, this one, you can see the nodes too. They were really, let's see if I can show you there. You can see how long they were from here to here and here. But then towards the top, there you go. See how the internodes are closer now. And that's because of the new cycle I have them on. So, you know, that's the difference that I'm seeing so far in the growth right away. So that's that 12-1 cycle I'm doing. I know if you guys have any questions, you can hit me up on chat or email me, whatever you want to do. You know, and I can send you the link, and you guys can check it out. As a matter of fact, maybe I can put the link onto here. Let me see if it'll work out here. Let's see. Just 1 second here. Alright, just 1 second here. I got it coming up right now. Let me see if I can allow links on here. So, bam. There you go. Alright, so there's the link there. If you guys want to check it out, check out their some of the members, other members there that have their pictures up there. They've got quite a few pictures in there that are already in flower. Some are a lot further along than mine. They've got some pretty nice big buds. Some of them have them in tomato cages, and looking really good. I know that Dan and I believe it's James Petrie, if I'm not mistaken. It's Daniel Bohan and Joseph Petrie. Those are the two main guys, and basically they don't really like topping their plants. They stress not to top them. They do encourage super cropping, however, bending, manipulating, tying them down, you know, for more internode growth on the inside, getting more growth, of course. Scrogging, there's some scroggers in there too as well. So I highly recommend you guys go check out that Facebook page and check out their pictures. And they do throughout their page will explain their cycles, and they're working on other cycles too. Don't work. It always doesn't work for you, Kevin. Jeez, just go to Facebook and put in 12-1 Army of Cannabis Growers. It doesn't work for you. So I mean, let me hit the link. Yeah, it doesn't work. Alright, well, just go to Facebook and type in on the search, and you'll see, just put in 12-1 Army of Cannabis Growers, and it should work. You'll come up with it. But either way, that's their group. I'll tell you what, I'll put it in right here. 12-1 Army. There you go. So just put that inside the top of the search. Let you go to the Facebook page, and it'll come up, and you'll see it. So you guys try that way. Check it out. So sorry about the link not working. Beyond my control. What can I say? But basically that's what it's their page and what I'm going through right now with that. And like I said, I'm seeing some great results and stuff. So I encourage you guys to check it out. You know, I know some of you out there are trying it. I believe Rake is going to try it, and who knows? Maybe Kevin will try it. But I'm seeing some great results, so I recommend it. So far, so good. But waiting to finish the flower cycle, the 10-14 cycle, you know, and then they've actually, you know, when I get closer to probably 8 to 6 weeks, then I'll probably put the timer down a little bit more, probably down to 8, and then down to 6 to kind of simulate fall, you know, late fall, because as a matter of fact, I know that they have a couple of them. A couple of their sites, they've shown some of the trikes that come out in that cycle. Let me see if I can get this loaded here. I'll just show you something here. Let's see here. Just bear with me. I'm going to load up a picture real quick. Dun, dun. There it is. All right, so check this out. Yeah, so Ustream's blocking. Yeah, thought so. Anyway, just go to Facebook and then hit in 12-1 Army, just like I said, and you'll be able to find it. But you guys saw the picture that I put up there on their cycles and stuff, and you know that's the results that they've shown on their web page on Facebook, and some members have some similar pictures. As you guys could see, that one was a nice looking scrog, as a matter of fact. Pretty nice. Tell me what you guys think about that. Hopefully, you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to come up with that kind of same result, but we'll see, you know. I didn't do a big scrog like that, but, you know, I did a small one. You know, just experimenting, you know, see what happens, you know, hey, that can't hurt, you know what I mean? You know, try everything every once in a while, but, you know, hey, I'll try anything once, you know what I mean? So, alright, let's do some shout outs here. We got up in the house today. Dank Dog, Green Clouds 420, Green Leaves, Medically Fit, Old Froggy, Rake Costello, Ricky Mack, Sass Farmer, and Kevin from. Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for coming out. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah, Dank Dog, you're not going to get it to work. Ustream is blocking it. So just go to Facebook, you know, and then type it in at Facebook, 12-1 Army of Cannabis Growers, and then it'll come up. And if you want to become a follower in there, they'll you need to, like, I think subscribe or and then they'll give you permission to be a part of their grow or their page, but they've got this one rule: they don't want you like selling anything or trying to sell things to their members and stuff, which is all good. That was one thing they told me right away, I guess, because my name is Cookies Mike Grow Show, so they were, that was one of the things they did a private message to me, which is actually that one guy Joseph private messaged me and was like, look, just you can be on the page, just follow the rules, and that one rule is basically no selling to promoting your own stuff on their page, which is all cool, I'm just showing, what I'm just doing their growth system, so it's all good. But check it out, man. I encourage it. Some pretty good stuff there. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and put on a video here, and it's another funny one. It's one from not Eminem, but it's what are those called? Anyway, check it out.
The finest weed in the finest flower.
Hi, kids. Do you like cannabis? Want to see me pack a fat bowl and then smoke out of it? Want to copy me and be a serious pothead? Say things like dank, skunk, Buddha roach, reefer nugget? My brain said, wait, just a minute. I can't think another thought. This shit's all clogged up with tetrahydrocannabinol. And Johnny D says, hey Dave, I'm pretty hungry. Well then let's eat. I don't feel like walking, man. Want to carry me? Well, since age 4, I couldn't really feel my legs, because I smoked a fat joint or two every night before I went to bed. Got real stoned and started listening to Crisscross. Jump! Felt really weird, kind of like I had some nip-ons. Is it cold in here? I smoke a fat pound of grass and enlarge my ass with some nachos and burritos, but I got a Taco Bell really fast. Come here, baby, you look really good right now. John, wait a minute. You're talking to my doorbell.
My English teacher wanted to smoke me up in junior high. Shakespeare! Only problem was, I was already pretty fucking high. I took a shot of vodka with a chaser, made a bong out of an eraser, asked my teacher to spread her legs so I could taste her. Walked into the strip club, I was pretty fucked up. Started splashing around in people's drinks like a little bear cub. Extraterrestrials packing a bowl while they're saying, we ain't got this shit up on Mars, you know. Whoa. 99% of my life I've been baked. At my wedding, I said, hey, fuck this shit, and ran straight for the cake. I told my wife our kids were gonna be junkies, riding around in a Volkswagen and playing Kumbaya like a bunch of hippies.
You know you're really stoned when you can't feel your hands.
Where are my
running
hands?
around trying to figure out the meaning of your toenails, man.
Toe covers.
I went to White Castle and asked for a Happy Meal. Waitress said, we don't serve those here. I said, dude, what's the deal?
That was just a detour. A shortcut. A shortcut to what? Mushrooms.
Stop the tape! I need to go roll a J. Hey, Dave, you got an extra nugget I could maybe take?
I already smoked it.
I don't want to come down. It's too fun to be high. Nah, I want to get baked every day for the rest of my life. Mayo or relish? I could barely decide. Let's put it on some cookies. Yeah, man. High five.
All my life, I was either baked or fried. I don't really have sex because I fall asleep when I try.
Not again.
I get ripped like the Incredible Hulk. I trip when I walk. Whoops. And my eyes are always either half shut or bloodshot. When I was little, I used to get baked and run into the wall. My parents took a hit, put down the bong, and said, aww.
I lie awake and prop my bong against the wall. Tell my friend Dave to light that son of a bitch from 12 feet down the hall. Light it! I get high and glad. And by the way, when you find my dad, tell him I'll see him in a little while when I get out of rehab.
Alright. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little parody there. But I gotta get going. I gotta call it a night. Time to go hang with the fam. Go get some milk for the little one. And I gotta get up early and go to work again. So Off to work I go. Thank you guys for coming out and checking out the show on Thursday night. I appreciate it. You guys have a good one. Aloha.